And as always, I'll see you next time. Now, you and I need to have a discussion, motherfucker. I don't do PlayStation games. I don't know what the fuck that slobbery ass goo is dripping down your chin. Maybe you're a fucking cum rag on your planet, but here, I'm gonna cut that shit clean off your fucking head. Oh, come on! Oh, that was a hell of a fucking explosion. Oh, yeah, shit me. That's a mean son of a bitch, man. It's gonna take more than a fucking nuke to take me out, though. Oh, so much dust in my lungs. Oh. So in this episode, we're taking a look at some of the gameplay footage for Predator Hunting Ground. Let's get started. So if you have no clue what Predator Hunting Grounds is, it's an upcoming survival multiplayer game which will be exclusively on PS4. Now the programmers behind this are the same programmers from Friday the 13th the game. Yes, that's right, Illfonic Games. And because this is a PS4 exclusive, obviously it is backed by Sony. Now if you want any more information on this game, go ahead and click that link right there. And with all that said, let's take a look at some of the gameplay footage.
Gonna tell Aunt Mary about Uncle John. He claimed he has a music, but he having a lot of fun, oh baby. Yeah.
That's nice music. Oh, he's got his finger on the side of the firearm this time. Good job. Maybe rest that finger on the trigger, boy.
Okay, Voodoo. Timing here is crucial. Let's get in, find
down.
the satellite, and upload the malware to Stargazer's network.
Hostile spotted. Enemy down.
Now, was that a human that was attacking them?
Heavy resistance inbound on your position. Keep your heads down. They're over here. Damn it, Voodoo. I need someone near that SATCOM.
What the hell was that?
Ah, here we go. Get him, boy. Blow him up.
Eyes up.
Got visibility.
Got movement in the trees.
Not bad. So right off the bat, I already know what a lot of you are going to say. Man, those graphics suck. Well, we have to keep in mind that this game is not even coming out for another year. This is more than likely the alpha stage or pre-alpha. So yes, the graphics are probably going to look a little bit crappier as always. Now with all that said, yes, I do agree with you. If they don't do something about these graphics by the time the game comes out, it's probably going to bomb just off the graphics alone. And yes, I know there's some people that are going to say, well, it doesn't matter about the graphics. It's all about the gameplay. No, the gameplay may be a huge part of the equation, but there are more variables in this equation, such as graphics. Yes, being in 2019 or 2020 in this case, the graphics do make a huge part of that equation. Now, it doesn't have to be the greatest graphics of all time. It doesn't have to be RTX quality graphics. However, the graphics have to be at least some type of subpar level to what PS4 started out as. Not some half-assed PS3 or PS2 graphics with PS5 right on the corner from the time this game comes out. With that said, again, the graphics are going to be kicked up a notch, and I'm sure they will be. Again, I'm sure this is some type of pre-alpha, and this is something I kind of hate that developers do. They try to put something out really early in order to get you all super excited, even though it's about a year away. So what do? They show you whatever they have at that time. Now, this is actually something that a lot of developers do, and I absolutely hate this. They'll take a few minutes of wherever they are as far as development goes, regardless if it's pre-alpha, alpha, beta, doesn't matter. And they'll take it and they'll push it out in order to hype the game up. What they should do is they should take 5 minutes and actually sit there and take their time pushing the graphics to where everything should be, where the gameplay should actually be, and give us a real preview. Not this other half-ass crap, because what happens is then everybody sees it and they're like, oh, This is the game. This is going to suck. We don't want this. We have no interest in this anymore, and it dies down. I understand the need for hype. However, they're going about this the completely wrong way by doing this. Again, they could have an option of taking a few minutes, maxing it out, making it the way it should look and feel, then showing it to everybody. Unfortunately, the gameplay looked really loose. It looked really sloppy. It looked like everything needs to be tightened up a little bit. It looks like the graphics need to be boosted a little bit. But again, I think this was a pre-alpha showing. And again, I think that's absolutely stupid to do that because not everybody understands pre-alpha, early access, beta. They really don't get it. They like to say they get it, but they really don't get it because then you'll show them something like this, which isn't complete, and they'll say, oh, the game sucks. Even though the game doesn't come out for like a year. Clearly, in no way, shape, or form is the game finished. But these are my thoughts. I really think that that's something they should look more into. They should either take their time and really put effort into a 5-minute gameplay footage and show that, or contact a bunch of content creators and get it hyped that way. Those are the two best ways of doing it. Again, I don't understand what it is with this particular genre of games because they do it with other genres such as Fortnite, Minecraft, a whole bunch of other things. They push it out to YouTubers, they give them early access, they give them clips, they push it out, and these games become huge successes. And it's not because they're marketing with early gameplay footage on their personal YouTube channel, because yes, there are people who go to that YouTube channel, but they mainly want to hear what their favorites have to say, their favorite YouTuber, they want to know what their comments are. This is where promotions come into play at this point, and this is something that companies really need to start learning, because this is the best way of doing it, in my opinion. Now, with all that said, I really wanted to get that out of the way because I know it was on everybody's mind, and that was the first thing everybody's going to do to go to the comment section and say, this game looks like crap, the graphics suck, blah, blah, blah. Everything we just discussed, we got out of the way. Now, let's cut down and break down this trailer just a little bit. So right off the bat, we hear the song Long Tail Sally by Little Richard that came out in 1957. The look and feel almost looks like it's a war that's taking place in the 70s or 80s. However, then we take a look at the inside of the helicopter and we start seeing more modern tech. So I'm going to safely assume that this game takes place in the present, but yet it's referencing the wars of the past. Because back in the 70s and 80s, this is the type of music that they used to listen to when they flew in to kick ass. Now, this game is a 4v1 game. Obviously, 4 soldiers working together as a team and the Predator by himself. Now, the 4 people playing as soldiers go on to complete objectives up until the Predator comes into play and he starts hunting them. In which, of course, then I'm assuming that it would backtrack into the asymmetrical survival horror genre, just like Friday the 13th, the game. And yes, as always, I do have some of my own ideas of things that I would like to see put into this game. We could have multiple things. We could have a group of us in sets of 4, 1 and 2, and we both have objectives to take each other out, or maybe like a capture the flag style thing, which would be pretty badass to have different options, such as like Halo or Ghost Recon or something where we have like capture the flag, defend the base, etc. And these two teams have to combat each other while a third party is in play, such as the Predator, and they can choose to continue their tasks of fighting each other or team up to attack the Predator, because I think that would be pretty badass. That's what I would like to see. Having 2 teams, separate objectives, they choose whether they want to kill each other off or team up against the Predator. I think that would be the best way of doing it, because it could get really interesting. It could also, though, turn into a favoritism or biased battle, because I could be the Predator, and I could be like, well, you know what? I kind of want this team to win, because that team, those guys are dicks. They were trying to ruin my live stream. I'm going to help them. But that would be a particular choice, and the Predator could do that. That's, one of the many things that a Predator could choose to do in a movie. In the movie, he could do that. He'd be like, screw these guys. I'm going to help these guys. I kind of like them. Personal choice, right? The Predator could do that in an instance. But there could be many problems, as I just discussed with that. And then we had a couple of other little things. Like I said, the gameplay wasn't really smooth. However, I'm pretty sure this is pre-alpha, being that it's over a year away. And there was a couple other things I think we saw. We had options. Instead of teleporting or shifting or going silent, we had invisibility or the rocket on the shoulder. I don't think that's something that's always going to be there. I think it's going to be something kind of like our perks as Jason is in Friday the 13th, where it has to refill, so we can only shoot that off every once in a while. And I think what it comes down to maybe is at the end, the last X amount of minutes, instead of him walking off, I think the best way of doing this would be for him to set his little nuclear device and blow it up. So they either escaped or they're completely fucked on the map. There's nothing like Friday the 13th where it would be, well, if you're alive, you survive. It should be you have to escape in order to survive. You have to get back on the helicopter or whatever it has to be and get the hell out of there, or you risk being blown to shit. I think that's completely the best way of doing it. Of course, we don't really know too much other than these few little pieces that we saw in the gameplay. But with all that said, what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you like some of my ideas? Would you like to see some of those implemented? Or would you rather just have a straightforward Friday the 13th style game where it's just 7v1 in a sense, and they have to work together to escape or vice versa. And would you like to see maybe instead of Tommy Jarvis coming back, Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back and telling everybody to get to the chopper, right? I think that might be pretty cool. I don't know, but I want your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also, if you're new here, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit notification box if you don't know about kick-ass shit such as this. And be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, because 150 likes on this video will get you another Predator Hunting Grounds video on this channel. Also, don't forget, merch link down in the description below. Eat, sleep, / repeat the 4 essentials for any horror fan. And don't forget to join us in Discord, because that's where we all have a kick-ass time in there. Also, don't forget, you can help sponsor this channel, only $4.99 a month. If you want access to behind-the-scenes videos, early access to some videos, you get access now to the drive-in. Yes, that's right, the $4.99 tier actually gets access to the drive-in, where once or twice, sometimes depending, a month, we'll actually watch old school horror movies together in private live streams. Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. Everybody seems to be enjoying it pretty damn good. And as always, I'll see you next time. Oh, come on. How many of you are there? Oh, fuck it.